Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are watching this video, then it's probably because you want to see me share my case study of a trade I took today on Monday, which is 21st of January February 2022. I'm just doing this case study in case, like, for my future reference, so that when in years to come I will come back to this trade and these case studies and use as reference. So if you want to know or see how I trade, well, I learned from the Phantom Academy and those guys are really good. If you really want to learn how to trade, you can go to them. But in today's video, let me just quickly go through my trade recap, and just for trade recap purpose. So let me get started. So today being Monday, I went straight to my weekly time frame and analyzed my time frame. As you can see here, Stanley, I'm talking to you personally, me myself. So in case you are watching this video in future, this is what you did on 21st of February 2022. So get that in mind. So I first went to my weekly time frame and mapped out my supply and demand zones with the breaks. So you can see here, this was the recent demand that was holding, but it didn't actually hold that much. It ended up getting swept and getting close below with this candlestick. So, and on the daily time frame, there are things that you are going to see here. So for the meantime, just map out your supply and demand zones on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame. Then on the daily time frame, I went ahead to map out my let me show you. After the sweep here, there was actually another sweep on the 4 hours supply here, on the 4 hour high here. So you can see the sweep from this area. There was a sweep. So during this sweep, I was expecting that the market will do something like this. Oh, why is this thing disturbing me? I'll just drag it off and see where I can paste it. Okay, I can paste it there. So market was moving this way, and it moved this way, and there was a sweep. So once there is a sweep, I'm expecting the market to trade downwards before going for pullback, or it can either trend downwards and continue downwards, or it can trade downwards and pull back to the upside. And I was expecting anything possible. So early this morning, I went ahead to map out my demand zone. This was a flip. This was a supply, the previous supply zone here, but it flipped here and changed to demand zone. So there was a flip, and this flip was holding around this place. And on the 4 hour time frame, you can see from this place, on the 4 hour time frame, there was a supply zone that swept liquidity around this place. This was the liquidity it swept, and it's like it has equal highs above. It's like it has not been mitigated. The extreme top has not been mitigated, so it still has some liquidity around this place. I still have that in mind, but that is something to look out for whenever price was coming to that place. So as price was approaching this morning around London session, you can see from my Asian range, if I move down to 15 minutes time frame, as price was approaching my London session, let me delete this. Price was approaching, this was my Asian session. I noticed that price was moving rapidly on Asian session. So I just kept quiet and let it be. But as price was moving towards the Asian session, because I woke up around this time, 8 o'clock, came to the chart, and I saw this big wick candlestick. Once I saw this big wick candlestick, I was okay, this must be something like a sweep. Then immediately I saw this big wick candlestick, and it was sweeping above my 15 minute supply zone. Although this supply is the extreme, but it was not the one that caused the re-break of this demand zone. The one that caused the re-break has been broken already, so it went ahead to mitigate or sweep the higher one. And when I noticed this sweep, I switched back to my 1 minute time frame to check if there was anything that I can see to trade out from that place. So let me just turn off this Asian London and Asian session range stuff. So once I got to this place, I checked and I was seeing this sweep, and the last demand that actually caused the sweep was this one. it did hold for a minute, created some liquidity to the upside, got swept and got broken as well. I said, okay, maybe I should take a risk entry, as I placed my sell limit around this place at this spot exactly, but it got missed, and I said, okay, maybe something like that, maybe it will come back and tag me in before getting to this demand zone. But unfortunately, it did not come back. So I was waiting for, I was still around London session at this point, so I was waiting for it to come and break this structure or cause a flip, and to see how the flip happened. So on the 15 minutes time frame, you should check around this place. On the 15 minutes time frame, there was actually a flip, but you won't be able to notice the flip. You will be not able to notice the flip, sorry, but there are some things I have to consider in flips around this 15 minute zone before I can trade it, or else I will go for the extreme. So this flip sweep liquidity, well, you can, on the 15 minutes time frame here, you can see nothing, but I went ahead and switched to 5 minutes time frame, and I saw that the actual reaction to this demand zone, this 5 minutes demand zone, was actually swept. So I was targeting the supply zone that caused the sweep and broke the structure. So at this spot, this was the spot I was waiting for my entry. I actually wanted to go in for a risk entry, but immediately price arrived at this place. I actually wanted to go for a risk entry at this spot, at this place, but because that was not in my plan, I had to leave it and wait for my criteria to play out. So once I was waiting for my criteria to play out, I noticed that price has come back to my POI, that is the flip zone that was swept, that was almost swept, and it has tapped it. So, and this was the chalk top here and chalk bottom. So I was looking for reaction around this place, but there wasn't any reaction, and the reaction was not swept either. So I was to enter my trade on the extreme. So I waited for this, and I placed my sell limit, and I was waiting, and this time around I was playing games, so I got tagged in, and boom, it started moving. I waited for it to break even, or where it was not breaking even until I left house and checked my phone around 11 or so, and my alert blinked that, I checked my notification, and behold, I have tagged my break even. So I just broke even and left it to run, and I was leaving it, and my target was this demand zone, and that was where my TP was hit. It took some time to get to this spot, but at the end of the day, it came down to this spot, and this is my trade recap. If you are watching this is my first video, please bear with me. Maybe in my next video I'll be able to do it perfectly, but for the meantime, bear with me. And that's the end of my trade recap. If you are watching, this is just for my personal purpose, but I believe you can learn something in my future videos. I don't know, but let's just take it that you will learn something. Hope to see you in my next video if you are a subscriber and if you are interested in forex trading. And have a nice day. Bye bye.